Are you lying awake at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, exhausted but unable to stay asleep? Do you find yourself shuffling to the bathroom 2, 3, even 4 times every single night? Does the frustration of broken sleep leave you drained, foggy, and desperate for just one full night of uninterrupted rest? Then consider yourself fortunate, truly fortunate, because what you're about to discover in the next few minutes could be the answer you've been searching for, perhaps for years. Most people believe that waking up multiple times at night is simply part of getting older. They resign themselves to it. They accept the tiredness, the brain fog, the lack of energy. But Barbara O'Neill, a renowned natural health educator, discovered something that changes everything. And she found it in the most unexpected place, sitting right there in your kitchen. Now, I need you to stay with me through every word of this message because what O'Neill uncovered isn't just about eating healthier or drinking less water. It's about understanding how your body works after 60 and giving it exactly what it needs, at exactly the right time, in exactly the right way. If you leave before the end, you'll miss the one critical mistake that causes this method to fail for most people. You'll miss the specific timing that makes all the difference. And you'll miss the simple food pairing that Barbara herself says can double the effectiveness of everything I'm about to share. So before we begin, I want you to do something. Drop a comment below and tell me, where are you watching from right now? What time is it where you are? Are you watching this in the middle of the night, unable to sleep? Your story matters, and I read every single message. And if you value evidence-based health wisdom that actually works for people over 60, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Because what you're about to learn is just the beginning of reclaiming your sleep, your energy, and your quality of life. Let's start with the truth about why your nights have become so difficult. According to Barbara O'Neill, the nighttime bathroom trips that plague so many seniors aren't random. They're not just bad luck. They're the result of 3 specific changes happening inside your body right now. Changes that most doctors never fully explain. First, O'Neill discovered through her research that after age 60, your body dramatically reduces production of a crucial hormone called vasopressin. This hormone's sole purpose is to tell your kidneys to slow down at night. In your younger years, vasopressin acted like a gentle nighttime guard, signaling your kidneys that it was time to rest. But now, that signal has weakened. Your kidneys continue working almost as hard as they do during the day, producing urine steadily while you're trying to sleep. Second, Barbara found that the bladder itself transforms with age. It becomes more sensitive, more reactive. The smooth muscle walls that once calmly held urine now send urgent distress signals to your brain, even when the bladder is barely half full. It's not that you're producing more urine necessarily. It's that your bladder has lost its patience. But here's the third factor, and this is what O'Neill says most people never consider. When you lie down at night, gravity stops pulling fluid down into your legs. All that fluid that's been pooling in your ankles and feet throughout the day suddenly redistributes back into your bloodstream. Your kidneys detect this extra fluid and immediately go into overdrive, trying to process it all. It's like asking them to work a double shift right when you need them to clock out. Barbara O'Neill said she saw this pattern repeat in thousands of people. The complaints were always the same: exhaustion, frustration, and a sense of helplessness. People tried everything. They stopped drinking water after 6 p.m. They eliminated caffeine. They even tried medications with uncomfortable side effects. Nothing provided lasting relief. That's when O'Neill began investigating natural solutions, studying how certain foods interact with bladder function, kidney activity, and sleep hormones. She wasn't looking for a magic pill. She was searching for something simple, accessible, and scientifically sound. Something that worked with the body's natural rhythms rather than against them. What she discovered was so simple that people initially doubted it could work, but the results spoke for themselves. Person after person reported sleeping through the night for the first time in years, and it all centered on one common fruit and how you consume it. The fruit Barbara O'Neill identified is the banana. But before you dismiss this as too simple or something you've already tried, understand this. It's not about eating bananas. It's about eating them correctly, at the right time, in the right condition, and for the right reasons. O'Neill explains that bananas possess 4 specific properties that directly address the 3 problems we just discussed. And when you understand these properties, you'll see why this isn't folk wisdom. its biochemistry. First, according to Barbara, bananas are naturally low in acid. Unlike oranges, grapefruits, pineapples, or even strawberries, bananas don't irritate the bladder lining. After 60, that bladder lining becomes increasingly sensitive to acidic foods. When you eat high-acid fruits in the evening, you're essentially agitating an already hypersensitive organ. O'Neill discovered that switching from acidic evening snacks to a banana could immediately reduce nighttime urgency in many people. The bladder simply stays calmer. Second, bananas are rich in potassium, containing approximately 400 to 450 milligrams in a medium-sized fruit. Barbara O'Neill emphasizes that potassium plays a critical role in muscle function, including the smooth muscles of the bladder wall. When these muscles have adequate potassium, they remain relaxed and stable. They don't send false urgent signals. They don't contract prematurely. This is why O'Neill says potassium is one of the most underrated minerals for bladder control. Third, bananas contain magnesium, which O'Neill calls nature's relaxation mineral. Magnesium doesn't just calm the bladder nerves. It calms your entire nervous system. It helps quiet the racing thoughts that keep you awake. It supports the transition into deep, restorative sleep. Barbara discovered that many seniors are deficient in magnesium without knowing it, and this deficiency directly contributes to both sleep disruption and bladder overactivity. Fourth, and this is what Barbara O'Neill says surprised her most, bananas contain an amino acid called tryptophan. Your brain uses tryptophan to produce serotonin, which then converts into melatonin, your natural sleep hormone. As you age, melatonin production naturally declines. You're literally producing less of the chemical that helps you fall asleep and stay asleep. By providing your brain with tryptophan in the evening, O'Neill explains, you're giving it the raw material it needs to manufacture the sleep hormones you're lacking. But here's what makes Barbara's approach different from everything else you've tried. She doesn't just tell you to eat bananas. She discovered that timing, ripeness, temperature, and food combinations either amplify these benefits or completely cancel them out. In fact, O'Neill warns that eating bananas the wrong way can actually make your nighttime bathroom trips worse. And most people, without knowing it, are doing exactly that. They're eating bananas at the wrong time, in the wrong condition, with the wrong foods. So let's talk about how to do this correctly. According to Barbara O'Neill, the best time to eat your banana is between 5 o'clock and 6 p.m., or approximately 1 hour after an early dinner. Not at breakfast, not as a bedtime snack, not at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Between 5 o'clock and 6 p.m. Why? Barbara explains that this timing allows the potassium and magnesium to reach optimal levels in your bloodstream by the time you're ready to sleep, typically around 9 o'clock or 10 p.m. If you eat the banana too early, the effects wear off before bedtime. If you eat it too late, you risk the fruit's natural sugars interfering with your ability to fall asleep initially, and worse, the fluid content can add to your bladder load right when you need it empty. Now, the ripeness matters tremendously. O'Neill is very specific about this. You want a medium-sized banana that's yellow with a few small brown spots. Not green, not heavily spotted or mushy. Yellow with just a few brown freckles. Here's why. According to Barbara, a green banana contains resistant starch that your digestive system struggles to break down, especially after 60. This creates gas, bloating, and discomfort that will wake you up for entirely different reasons. An overripe banana, one that's brown and soft, has converted most of its starch into simple sugars. O'Neill warns that this sugar spike can cause a blood sugar crash in the middle of the night, waking you up feeling anxious or hungry. The perfectly ripe banana, yellow with small brown spots, has the ideal balance. The starches have converted into easily digestible natural sugars, but not so much that it disrupts your blood glucose stability. Barbara also emphasizes temperature. Never eat a banana straight from the refrigerator. Cold fruit can shock and irritate the bladder, especially in the evening. Let your banana sit at room temperature. If it's been refrigerated, take it out an hour before you plan to eat it. Here's another crucial point O'Neill makes. Eat the banana alone. Don't pair it with tea. Don't have it with milk. Don't eat it alongside watery foods like watermelon or cucumber. Don't drink a large glass of water with it. These combinations either dilute the beneficial effects or add unnecessary fluid to your system. However, Barbara discovered one powerful exception. If you want to enhance the magnesium content and create an even more effective evening ritual, you can pair your banana with 5 to 7 lightly roasted almonds. Almonds are rich in magnesium, and together with the banana, they create what O'Neill calls a bladder-calming duo. But even if you follow every single step perfectly, there are common mistakes that will sabotage your results. And Barbara warns that most people make at least one of these mistakes without realizing it. O'Neill is adamant about this. If you want your banana protocol to work, you must avoid certain foods and behaviors after 7 p.m. These are the saboteurs that undo everything. First, eliminate acidic fruits in the evening. No oranges, no grapefruits, no pineapples, no tomatoes. Barbara explains that these fruits, while healthy at other times of day, irritate the bladder lining when consumed late. They increase urgency and reduce the calming effect of the banana. Second, avoid watery foods after dinner. This includes soups, broths, stews, and watery vegetables like cucumber. According to Barbara, many people don't realize they're consuming significant fluid through food, not just drinks. That bowl of soup at 8 p.m. might be the reason you're up at 2 a.m. Third, no diuretic beverages. Green tea, black tea, coffee, even decaf, all have mild diuretic properties that increase urine production. O'Neill says that if you must have an evening beverage, choose warm water with a tiny pinch of salt, but keep the quantity minimal. Fourth, reduce salt intake after 6 p.m. Salty foods make you thirsty. When you're thirsty, you drink more. When you drink more in the evening, you wake up more at night. Barbara emphasizes that this is one of the most overlooked factors. Now here's the habit that O'Neill says causes more nighttime trips than anything else: the just-in-case glass of water before bed. People think they're being healthy. They think they're preventing dehydration. But according to Barbara, that single large glass of water almost guarantees you'll wake up within 3 to 4 hours. If you must hydrate before sleep, take small sips, no more than a few ounces, and do it at least an hour before lying down. Barbara also cautions against eating more than one banana in the evening. More isn't better. One medium banana provides exactly what your body needs. 2 bananas add unnecessary sugar and fluid. Finally, O'Neill discovered that consistency matters. Don't try this method for one night and expect miracles. Your body needs time to respond and recalibrate. Which brings us to Barbara's 3-night challenge. Barbara O'Neill recommends committing to this protocol for 3 consecutive nights before evaluating results. Here's exactly what to do. Night 1. Eat your perfectly ripe banana between 5 o'clock and 6 p.m. Add the 7 almonds if desired. Avoid all problem foods after 7 p.m. Stop all fluid intake. By 8 p.m. notice how many times you wake up. Don't expect perfection yet. Just observe. Night 2. Repeat the exact same protocol. According to Barbara, your bladder and kidneys are beginning to respond to the increased potassium and magnesium. You might notice you sleep 1 hour longer before the first bathroom trip. You might notice the urgency feels less intense. Night 3. By now, O'Neill says, most people report noticeable improvement. Perhaps you only wake once instead of 3 times. Perhaps you sleep a full 5 or 6 hours uninterrupted. Perhaps the quality of your sleep feels deeper, more restorative. Barbara emphasizes that individual results vary. Some people experience dramatic changes immediately. Others need a full week to see significant improvement. But the pattern is consistent. When you give your body the right nutrients at the right time and remove the sabotaging factors, it responds. O'Neill also suggests keeping a simple sleep journal. Write down what time you ate your banana, what time you went to bed, how many times you woke, and how you felt in the morning. This awareness helps you fine-tune the approach. What Barbara O'Neill discovered isn't complicated medicine. It's not expensive treatment. It's not even particularly difficult. It's simply understanding how your aging body works and cooperating with it rather than fighting against it. A single banana, eaten correctly, at the right time, with the right precautions, can give you back something precious: unbroken sleep. And with that sleep comes energy, mental clarity, better mood, and a deeper sense of well-being. I want you to try this. Give it 3 nights. Follow Barbara's method exactly, and then come back and tell me what happened. Drop the word HOPE in the comments if this message resonated with you. Share this with someone you know who's struggling with sleepless nights. Your story could be the encouragement someone else desperately needs. Subscribe so you don't miss the next piece of wisdom that could transform your health. Because you deserve rest. You deserve peace. You deserve to wake up feeling restored. May your nights be calm, your sleep be deep, and your mornings be filled with the gentle energy of true rest. Thank you so much for staying with me through this exploration. If you found value in today's discussion, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share this video with someone who might benefit from it.